Welcome, my name is Hannah and I'll show you how to submix and do some automation in Adobe Audition. Once you have lots of tracks playing in your mixing board, you may find kind of hard to mix track by track. So in this case, it's easier if you group some tracks and mix the group instead of mixing track by track. In my example, there is an orchestra playing. So the orchestra has a piano, a bass, some horns, and some woodwind instruments. And now I'll create some groups for them. To create these small groups, the submixes, you just have to change the output. So go in the output, select bus and stereo bus. See this new yellow track? This is the submix and I'll name it strings. Now, to add new tracks into that group, we just have to change their outputs. So go output and change into your group. And I'll do the same for every string instrument, and then we can create another group for other instruments. So for example, now I'll go to my cello and change to bass strings. And now I have a submix only for strings. Now I'll create a new submix for horns. So I'll go in this trumpet, bass, add bass, stereo bass. There is a new yellow track, which is the submix, and I'll name it horns. And we just have to repeat the steps into each instrument I want to add into that group. My French horn, for example, was horns. I'll move the submix to make them all together. I think it's easier to work like this, putting all your submixes together. I'll now create a new group for woodwind instruments, and I'll name it woodwinds. And again, I'll put them together. Finally, fine, we've done 3 submixes, and now if I want to change the amplitude or put some effect or any other thing, it's easier now to mix the whole group instead of mixing track by track. Now we finished to submix, and the other thing I wanted to show you was automation. How to do automation in Adobe Audition. In your mixing board, change the automation button from read to write or touch. It depends on what you want. I want to write a new one, so I'll change it to write. Actually, for the horns, I'll choose touch. And as you can see, we can do automation for as many tracks together as we want. Now, in Audition, there is no record button. So to record your movements, to do the automation, the only thing you have to do is to play the song. And done. The automation is working. We did the submixes, and finally this is the end. Thank you for everything.